We hear artificial intelligence everywhere. AI writes emails, creates images, recommends what we watch, and increasingly takes actions on our behalf. But before we ask what AI can do, there is a more fundamental question. What exactly makes something intelligent? There is no universally accepted definition of intelligence. Still, we recognize a cluster of capabilities when we see them. For computer scientists, artificial intelligence generally means machines performing tasks that normally require capabilities we associate with human intelligence. Those capabilities include learning, recognizing patterns, solving problems, understanding language, predicting, planning, and creating content. Artificial intelligence does not describe one technology. It is a broad field built around a much bigger idea. Can machines perform tasks that appear intelligent? That question is simple to say, but surprisingly difficult to answer. We often assume an intelligent machine should think like a human, but why should that be the standard? Consider a calculator. It does not perform arithmetic like you do, yet it can calculate faster and more accurately than most humans. Consider an airplane. Humans watched birds fly for thousands of years, but we did not build a mechanical bird. Airplanes do not flap their wings. They achieve the same broad outcome through an entirely different mechanism. Why should artificial intelligence reproduce human thinking? Maybe it does not need to think like us at all. Most artificial intelligence today is narrow AI, designed, trained, or optimized for particular kinds of tasks. A chess system can defeat a champion. Recommendations predict what movie you might enjoy. Computer vision identifies objects in an image. These systems can be extraordinarily capable, but excellence at one task does not necessarily mean general intelligence. A chess AI might defeat every human player. That does not mean you should ask it for relationship advice. Then, generative AI changed how many of us experienced artificial intelligence. It started talking to us. It could write, explain, create images, generate software, analyze documents, brainstorm, and increasingly appear to reason. When AI gives us an intelligent answer, how much should we care about what happened inside the machine? Does AI understand the question? Is it reasoning, or has it become extraordinarily good at recognizing and generating patterns? And perhaps most importantly, does the distinction matter? Imagine giving the same difficult problem to a human and an artificial intelligence. Now imagine they arrive at the same answer. They reached that answer through different processes. The human draws on experience, learning, and reasoning. The AI draws on data, training, and computation. Different paths can still produce the same result. Which demonstrated intelligence? The human, the AI, both, or neither? Does intelligence require more than producing the right answer? That brings us to today's spark. Artificial intelligence is not necessarily about recreating a human mind inside a computer. It is about systems performing tasks we associate with intelligence. But as those capabilities grow, the boundary becomes harder to define. Instead of asking whether AI thinks like us, ask a harder question. Does a machine need to understand something to be intelligent? Think about that question. There is not necessarily a right answer. You might have one interpretation, someone else may have another. Technology, governance, education, psychology, business, and creative industries may all see the question differently. That is why this spark should not end with a video. Learning does not only happen by listening to someone teach. Learning grows when we explain what we think, challenge assumptions, hear unexpected perspectives, and sometimes change our mind. That is what MAIA collabs are designed to do. A MAIA collab is not another webinar or a silent audience. It is a small live group discussion where people contribute experiences, opinions, questions, and perspectives. Take today's spark. Imagine hearing different answers from different backgrounds, then explaining why you agree or disagree. That is where the spark becomes more valuable than a video. It becomes a shared investigation. So now it is your turn. If a MAIA collab is discussing this spark, join it. If not, create your own. Invite a few people, bring today's spark into the room, and see where the conversation goes. Invite someone whose perspective would make it more interesting. You do not need to be an AI expert. You only need to be curious enough to contribute. AI is moving quickly and affecting too many parts of our lives for learning about it to become passive. Do not just consume AI, question it, discuss it, learn from each other, connect, and collaborate. I will see you in the next spark or perhaps in a collab.